Hi everybody, welcome to Top Investing YouTube channel. Today we will continue on 5G part 3 that I'll end this trilogy with. Before we continue, I'd like to have some disclaimer that anything I said is just my opinion, and if you are interested in the stock or the trend that I'm talking about, please do your own due diligence. If you like what you see, please subscribe and thumbs up. It helps with the logarithm for this channel. So which stock is my chosen one for this 5G trend that I'm talking about for the last two videos? Obviously, it's not these companies that I'm listing here. Most of them are in fact companies that will be in this 5G trend, that will gain from this 5G trend, but I'm not talking about them. I'm actually talking about PCTEL. It's a microcap listed on Nasdaq. Why did I choose a microcap? No, because I believe it has smaller product base and it's easier to understand. And there's only two focus: be it growth or be acquired. Probably there's only a third focus, which is there, but we are not looking at that right now. It's more reactive to information as well. When there are more information, things will be the share price will be more reactive, and it has a longer runway for growth. At this point, there's also lesser institutional investors, and it's not known to the majority or the mass market. And as per Peter Lynch once quote, big companies have small moves, but small companies will have big moves. So then again, why did I choose PCTEL as a company? Similarly, smaller product base, antennas, and a testing system. It has three market segments: industrial IoT, intelligence transport system, and enterprise wireless market. And it focuses on growth within the 5G technology trend. It's more also reactive to information because there's possible future design wins that in the transcript it keeps talking about. And 5G will grow for the next 2 to 3 years. And there's a huge total addressable market. And it's not known because there's only one or two analysts within the transcript itself. So what are the reasons that I chose PCTEL? One is its antenna business. As per its 10K, it's stated that it's fragmented, but volume segment complements a high margin segment. So what do I mean by this? So I'm talking about its antenna business is based on volume, and it has a high margin segment, which I'll talk about later. So the growth area right now in this fragmented antenna business that is is the intelligent transport system. So as is stated in the second quarter transcript, a major public transport radio system provider has agreed to feature their public safety solutions in the product catalog that's distributed nationwide. And also, their customized antenna system will be deployed at approximately 15,000 traffic intersection in New York City. And in third quarter transcript, it also states about this deal in New York City. It's more of an industrial IoT intelligent transport, and it's related to the FirstNet in US. But the most important thing is that I see in the fourth quarter transcript, they are the only antenna company approved for this type of intelligent transport system in US. So this is actually a very major market, and is on this whole market in the transport system is growing. So being the only antenna approved, only company that produces the antenna that's approved for this kind of system will actually help it to have more business in this market. So in the first quarter 2020 transcript, they continue to state that they continue to add businesses in this intelligent transport system. So I believe this is where its next growth for antenna business is, and it will really help with the revenue for this company. Although the antenna business, as I stated at the start, is fragmented and is of lower margin, but they have another higher margin business that I will talk about later. And it's actually the testing segment. Okay, this actually is a high gross margins company, and it complements the antenna business. A volume-based business complements a high gross margin business. Testing segment, right? Their business is a bit different. Okay, you get the hardware from them and then you continue to upgrade using the software. It's a bit like you buy a laptop, you use your Microsoft, and then on a yearly basis you continue to subscribe to the Microsoft, and you just continue to upgrade your Windows, your Microsoft, and then that's how this testing segment is. So, and it's also one of the main scanning receiver companies in the US. So let's look at the transcript again. So they have started their R&D in the 5G segment, like started 2 years ago in the second quarter 2009 transcript. It stated that, so it started the R&D in 2017. Then the merger between T-Mobile and Sprint will accelerate the 5G rollouts. And they also state that they have been receiving receiver revenue of about 25 million mark for 4G, For the third quarter 2009 transcript, it also states that 5 of the largest operator US and 4 of the top 5 operator in Canada uses their 5G scanning receiver solutions. And the operators in Europe and Asia are also using its scanning receiver system. Interestingly, even if they have received a purchase order from South Korea, to date, the market has some potential for growth because there are about another 40 countries that is yet to plan frequency between now and 2021 for 5G. So for the fourth quarter transcript, we continue to state that 40 countries have not auctioned their spectrum for 5G yet. So we can, at this point in time, we can understand that there's still potential for growth in this testing segment. And in the first quarter 2020 transcript, it states that the demand for their scanning system will remain strong for the next 2 to 3 years. So that's all for the testing segment, and let me summarize that within this testing segment, it's still stated, it has in the transcript, it keeps stating that there's still significant growth within this testing segment. To explain how this testing segment works is basically when a country telco actually is allocated their 5G spectrum, and after that they need to test whether the 5G is workable within a specific area. And this is very important because they don't want their customers to complain that in a certain area their network is cannot be connected well. So thus this testing equipment and their services is required for almost all the countries telco in the world. So for the third reason is the strong customers. And you can see in the video, these customers are major customers listed in the US, and some of them have global businesses as well. Especially, I like to highlight that one point is that Cisco is a customer, as well as Keysight Technologies. Keysight Technologies is a testing company. Is a testing company within listed on US, and it is actually gaining businesses in this testing segment, and then they actually get their equipment from PCTEL, and that's very important. It actually highlights how good PCTEL's products are, And if you should also notice one thing is that Huawei used to be a customer of them, but due to the trade war after that, it seems like Huawei is no longer a customer under their OEM. The fourth point is the positive employee engagement on Glassdoor. As you can see, right, there's an improvement in their employee engagement, and then it seems like currently right now it's improved significantly, and the CEO approval rate is actually quite high at 83%. This is, for me, this is a unique way of looking at how businesses work. If the employees are happy, I would say that the company will do well eventually too. This is one of the personal opinion that I had. It has been around since January 17 and started the 5G R&D and shifted away from low manufacturing. I feel that this is a bit, this is quite far-sighted in that sense. And in the video, he seems upfront, and then he's down to earth, And then he talks about tuck-in acquisition, which they are not going to spend major cash to buy major companies. Under this CEO, they are in the right path, to be to grow into a better, bigger company. So he also navigated the trade war between US and China, and it seems like he's doing fine as of now. And in the description, in the compensation note here, it seems like he's also not significantly excessive overpaid. Okay. So for the next point, I will just highlight that it's financial. He has strong balance sheet, low debt, and slightly high free cash flow. I would say high, but I would say he has free cash flow. Some manufacturing company will have hard time generating free cash flow at this point. Uh, this is something that is very fundamental, and probably everyone should just go and take a look in their financials to understand more. One of the things I like to highlight is the growing, improving gross margin that he has. It shows, how his business is doing as 5G expand as this 5G trend expands globally. As of the recent 7 years, is also increasing its R&D slightly every year. Currently, out of 330 employees, he had 55 are in R&D. It's not that, I mean, in US, reason A is probably in US, you can never escape from the point that there are stock options and awards will be given to the executive in the company. However, if you look at this, right, if you look at this point, this stock option actually sort of create a base floor for the share price, and as per now is about, let's just say, I believe the weighted average fair value is about $6 plus, and it is close to current share price. So you're thinking about it, right? For the employees who actually invested in this shares, right? The share price cannot drop significantly low, So I mean, it wouldn't create an incentive for this company, for these employees to just keep these share options and then work hard for the company. See? So the share has to grow, and eventually, like I said, I believe this will create a base floor for its share price. So what are the other reasons against PCTEL? No, everything is not rosy. Probably due to the trade war, it seems like I said, Huawei is no longer a major customer. And if they focus on 5G, are they missing out the opportunity in Wi-Fi? There's a competitor that's actually focusing on Wi-Fi, and I'm actually reviewing it as well. And COVID-19, companies may not budget significantly for their intelligent transport system as of now, because it may not be the most important factor during this COVID-19 period. So there may be some reduction in budget in the transport system, in allocating funds for this intelligent transport system. If you look in their slide, right, target 2022, the gross margin has already been higher than their target, as well as the EBITDA margin. So I'll take this with a pinch of salt and just look at the revenue and use the revenue as a sort of a valuation guideline. Do note that as per the latest slides, right, the 2022 revenue target has dropped to 110 million. So that is something that we should take note of, probably. And if you look at the share price as well, the height is in probably 2014. If you look at their PS ratio, it's in 2014 it actually peaks, the revenue peaks as well. So if you see in this slide, right, when the share price peak is probably due to when the revenue peaks as well. So in this point, we probably should look at the PS ratio as well. It's about 1.65 to 1.53. So I actually had a growth investing webinar last few weeks, and then I talked about using PS ratio to calculate a valuation. Use this as an indicative rather than an absolute, for valuation. So when we look at PS ratio, at 110, which I stated as disappointing, it will be about 9.55 at 1.65 PS ratio. So probably right now we should lower further, because right now their target for 2022 is about 110 to 130. I'll probably look at it. Probably it could even drop until 100 as a disappointing target, and it will reach about, I believe, should be roughly about $9 or slightly lower, which is that there's not significant margin of buffer as of now if it's at $9. But moving forward, market will be volatile, and we should take a look at if it continues to, if the current share price continues to falls to maybe probably slightly higher than 6 or below 6, I think then there's some buffer for us to buy for this company. So as I said, I actually watched these other two videos. There's a strategic keynote by CEO. If anyone is interested in this company, you should definitely watch it. It is very interesting for the company to highlight, it's what about its business and about the future as well. And it actually gives you a view that on how his CEOs see the business and the trends, and why do I think that he's actually quite far-sighted in this video. And maybe you should also look at the PCTEL company, their video, to understand more about its businesses. So with that, thank you for your support, and I'm T.U.B Investing, and I hope you all like this video. Do note that I'm actually starting another video series called Focus Portfolio Strategy, where I talk about some trends that I'm following and some business industry trends that I'm following, particularly 5G, and how I intend to structure this focus portfolio for the next 2 to 3 years. Thank you very much. Thanks for your support. Please click and support us. Thank you.